Hello everyone, happy Friday. That's right, we're back to playing Final Fantasy IV with me, jrpg, and we've just shared a bunch of information between the current party and Rosa, who was at Baron for a few recent events, namely Golbez kind of stealing our job and now being the captain of the Red Wings, and it is widely believed that he is the one who is influencing the king to do all of these horrible things, stealing crystals from people, things like that. Now, we've got Rosa in the party, and this is one instance where I'm going to want 2 in front and 3 in the back. So let's go ahead and do that. So then we just have Cecil in the front and everyone else in the back. That should be a good party configuration for now. And I think I still want Cecil to be my overworld character. Let's get a move on. Where we've got to go is Fabul, which we believe will be Baron's next target because they are in possession of the air crystal. So let's get a move on and head there. We can take the shallows back where we were before. And this time we want to come over here, this way. So this is Mount Hobbs West, and it is blocked by thick ice. Let's see if we can't figure out something to do about that. And Rosa says, cast the spell of fire, Rydia, and Rydia doesn't reply. Edward says, Rydia, and Rosa says, you can do it, Rydia. And Rydia says, no. I hate fire. And Cecil says she's afraid of fire because her village was destroyed in a fire, which makes a lot of sense. That is a very traumatic element for her. And Rosa says, listen, Rydia, you're the only one who can melt this ice. If we can't get through here to Fabul, more people will be in danger. Edward says, please, and everyone pleads with her. And Rydia, the total badass she is, says, fire. And promptly learns the spell of fire just out of thin air. And Edward says, great, Rydia. And Rosa says, thank you, Rydia. And Cecil somewhat concernedly says, Rydia. But she learned the spell of fire and in a way has kind of processed her trauma. Obviously, this is not a particularly sophisticated depiction of that, but I think it's quite nice nonetheless. And I think like all of these are new, so we can leave this in. And we should all be reasonably strong enough where we're not in terrible danger. That was quite a bit of damage, though. Now, Rosa has an ability called Aim, which makes her attack take a little bit longer, but it's more accurate and deals more damage, so I pretty much just always use it. I don't feel like there's ever a reason not to. Charmed that cock trick, but I promptly killed it. That's one of the things about Edward's status ailments, is like sometimes you're like, why do they even matter? I always kill the thing on the next round anyway. And I don't know if I should not attack it because I don't know if the status ailment is going to land. So it ends up not mattering very much. But it's still kind of sweet. Do I want to heal up? I feel like I could probably live another battle before I do that. Yeah, I think we're okay. Skeletons are new, but we get to strike first, which is always good. I could cast a Cure spell on all of them, but I feel like with strike first, we'll be able to just tear through these no problem. Really wish Rydia had a fire rod or something else. Well, I suppose 34 isn't too bad on these skeletons. But as we learned in the training room, we do have to keep an eye on how many arrows Rosa has, because you do actually consume them. Which is kind of an interesting mechanic, but I feel like most of the time you pretty much don't have to worry about it. She begins with 50, and 50 attacks is a lot. Do I want to go through this door right away? Let's check over here. All right, let's go through the first one then. Lots of undead here, and this is probably why they save Rydia having fire for this part, although plot-wise it makes a lot of sense. It is definitely a very handy spell to have in this area. Ooh, boatload of treasure. We're not going to worry about the save point for now. Cure 1, a tent, and a heal. And 350 gil. Nothing wrong with that, but not too exciting. You know what? Actually, we're doing fine. We're completely fine. Okay. Ooh, Rosa just gained a level, and she learned the life spell, which is a handy spell indeed. All right, and here we are at the summit. Ooh, white arrows? Let's see, I think it's only gonna be 10 of them. Yeah, we can put those on, though. I don't feel like there's any reason not to. By the way, white probably means holy. I don't know specifically for those, but generally speaking, it does. And why don't we go ahead and heal up? Only 3 MP? Yeah, sure. That looks good enough for me. Let's keep going. And who do we see up above? What's that? And Edward says he must be a karate fighter of Fabul, and he sure is. And he sneezes super loudly. Achoo! And Yang is super awesome. I love him so much. This is just an auto battle. We don't get to make any decisions here. We just get to watch him be the force of nature that he is. That one will not be easy. Let's help. Let's get him. Now, Yang had a couple of abilities cut as well. He had Focus and Brace to go along with his kick command. And what Focus would do is take twice as long but double his attack, which is really helpful for enemies with high defense. And then there was Brace, which understandably had to be removed because they removed things like Protect. It would grant the defense status and cast Protect, which sounds pretty sweet, honestly. But I think that Kick is enough of a memorable ability. I know that basically they kind of just wanted to fill out everyone's ability list. But Focus and Brace seem unnecessary to give him, you know, the special ability personality. I kind of like keeping it simple. This thing has plenty of HP. Come on, gang, get him. It's exploding. Well, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing, and he blew up. And this is a great time to use the kick ability. You know what? Yeah, let's just do a cure on the party. I probably don't need to spend too many more Chocobo summons. But this 5-person party configuration is real sweet. Alright, we charmed one of them. Maybe he'll explode on one of his friends. Yeah, let's drop an ice on everybody. See what that does. I feel like bombs would be like fire elementals, so maybe they're vulnerable to ice, but hard to say. Not so much. Oh no, we lost Edward because of course we did. Alright, maybe I can life him up before we kill the last one. Yeah, let's parry. Never mind. Right, let Rydia learn stop. That's not too exciting, but you know. The Karate Man says, "Thank you. I am Yang, the Karate Master of Fabul. We were training when they attacked us." And Cecil says, "We're on our way to Fabul." Rosa says, "Golbez is using Baron to get crystals." Yang, that means they will try to capture our Crystal of Air as well. Edward says, "No doubt. Damsian was already attacked and had the crystal taken away." And Cecil says, "Fabul is next." And Yang says, "But we are now helpless. I'm the only survivor of our main forces. Those in the castle have just started on their training." That is a bad situation indeed. And Rosa says Golbez must have sent those monsters. Yang, to keep us busy here and attack Fabul? And Cecil says, then they will be attacking any minute. And Yang says, but you are a dark knight. And Cecil says, it's not only your problem, but also ours. Edward says, I am the Prince of Damsian. And Cecil says, Rosa and I were in Baron. And she is Rydia. I was fooled by King of Baron, and I had to defeat her mother. Rydia doesn't say anything. And Yang says, you have your own reasons, I see. Would you help me then? And Cecil says, of course. And Yang says, Fabul is to the east over the mountain. Let us go. And the Karate Man Yang joined. And of course, if you're a longtime series fan, you know that he's actually a monk. All right. Let's go ahead and heal up. That looks pretty good. I could probably go ahead and just throw a Cure All on the party. Maybe one more for Cecil. He's a little beat up. All right. That looks good. Let's get to Fabul. And you have to hand it to Golbez. Keeping us busy here while they attack the castle is actually a really good plan. But we want to get to the castle ASAP to try to protect that crystal. Alright, I want to do something real quick here. I have like 2 stacks of iron arrows, which is kind of bothering me, so give me a sec here. Let's put the white ones back on. We're going to hang on to those for a little bit. There we go. I'm not real sure how that happened. We must have found some at some point. I don't really remember. And we have plenty of stuff we can sell for money, but we're doing pretty good on that. We got 15,000. I know I said I wanted to hurry to Fabul, but... these are all new. Imp captains and whatnot. But, I'm not in such a hurry that I can't organize my inventory. Yeah, you know, I don't really know why they insist on calling things like the monk, things other than monk, like Americans don't know what a monk is. In the first Final Fantasy, it was a black belt. In this one, he's a karate man. It's a weird choice, in my opinion. That being said, I suppose as long as the audience understands your meaning, whatever you want to use is fine. But we're getting close to when the naming conventions stick to the Japanese versions. That will begin in Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy III American version. So for now, we're going to have to put up with things like karate men in our party. And it's a little bit of a walk. All right, why don't we heal up a little bit? We got a little bit beat up there. That looks fine. I don't mind that it's such a walk, though, because we do need to get in a few more random battles, I would say. All right, we're pulling up on the castle right now. Now, why don't I check and see how close we are to some level ups? Particularly Edward. 373. Yang's about 1,000 away. Rosa's right on the brink. Cecil is 1,000,000 years away. Rydia's pretty close, but we won't worry about that. I would like to hit maybe one or two more random battles to get those final levels, but I just want to point something out really quick. Yang is already at 384 hit points, and he's only level 12. He gains hit points at an incredible rate, and he is just awesome. And you know what else? I feel like I didn't check out Rosa's equipment. She is a little bit under-equipped. I feel like we're gonna find some new armor for her right away. And then Yang is hardly wearing anything, and he's already a beast. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more equipment for him as well. But why don't we finish up a couple more random battles before we head in the castle? All right, sweet. Rosa learned Cure 2. I like that. And maybe just one more. All right, I got my level up for Edward, and I think we're ready to head in the castle, but why don't we go ahead and use a temp? We have a ton of them anyway. And I think I'm going to go ahead and save up here. And let's get in the castle. I just need a minute to listen to this song. It's so good. Oh, man. It's just got such a mood to it, you know? Oh, man. Yang, we were waiting for you. Let's put Yang in the front since everyone's going to want to talk to him. We lost our main forces? No, I can't believe it. Yeah, that is pretty unbelievable, isn't it? And now, did that tent do the job? Yeah, it did quite a good job, in fact, but let's check out the weapons and armor shop. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So we have some black equipment. And I believe we're currently wearing Darkness. Yeah, which was originally called Hades, which is pretty cool. But we're going to go ahead and buy all this black equipment for sure. And then we're going to go ahead and get Yang of Thunderclaw. Because, as I mentioned previously, there are characters that can equip a weapon in both hands. And I said they were total badasses, and I wasn't lying. Yang is one of them. So he can have a claw on both hands, which is real sweet. Let's go ahead and put on our new stuff. And that's not a huge improvement, but it is a decent one nonetheless. And let's go ahead and sell off some of this stuff. We have cluttering up our inventory. I don't have an extra iron ring or anything, sadly, but the rest of the stuff we can get rid of. Alright, that looks nice and tidy. And let's organize our inventory a little bit. I believe... yeah, there's a sort button, which I actually want to put near to the top so I can not have to scroll all the way down. Put it like right there. Yeah, that way I can see it on the first page. That looks good. And let's just do a little bit of inventory management, shall we? That looks good. And one other thing I wanted to do was do a little bit of management for Rydia's magic inventory. You can move stuff around here as well, and I would like to put her damage spells right at the top to take less time during the active time battle system. You really want to have those ready to go right at the top where you want them. And let's just check out Rosa. We'll put Cure 1 and Cure 2 right near the top, Life as well. The rest of these aren't really going to be ever casted, I would imagine. All right, and with that, I think we're ready to keep going. So let's find out what's going on in the castle. Sir Yang. Yep, that's me. Just walking around shirtless through the castle like the total beefcake he is. Now, can I find anything over this way? I don't think so, but never hurts to check. Plus, I just like walking around these environments. It's amazing what a huge step up it is from the NES. Like, literally incredible. Let's check out the towers. I heard you were ambushed at Mount Hobbs. Are you okay, sir? Oh, I'm just fine. I punched them all in the face. Oh, I'm not sleeping. I'm contemplating. Seriously, same. Perhaps just resting your eyes. Beat them up, sir. You got it, kid. Believe me. This lady says we're safe in the castle. Are you, though? Little Gil for our trouble checking that pot. Are you back from your training, Yang? Yes, I am, and literally no one else is. But fortunately for him, he made a bunch of new friends while on the mountain. Now let's talk to this dancer lady. This is... I'm going to go right ahead and say it, my favorite one in the game. Let's talk to her. Want to see me dance? Yes, I do. Wah! It's a dude! And he does an absolutely fabulous dance while sneezing, like everyone from Fabul does. Fantastic. Ooh, I remember there's something good in here. Oh, just a tent? What? Never mind. It's our king's bedroom. We probably shouldn't be in here, but you know what? Let's sleep in the king's bed. Let's go. Yep, that's a free heal, and you get to sleep in the king's bed in the same room with his, I assume, caretaker. This castle is just an absolute barrel of fun, I gotta tell you. And in the left tower, we have a whole treasure trove. Let's check it out. Now, as I recall... Nope, nothing over here. Okay. But a bunch of free healing items. You can't complain about that. And there is the naming way. Fortunately, this map didn't get changed, and the naming way is actually in his unique location. And he is in the nursing room for some reason. I feel like maybe that's a mistranslation and they meant, like, nursing your wounds, because in English a nursing room might mean something a little bit different. And the woman says, "Hi, honey." And Yang says, "It's my wife. This is Cecil. He saved my life. He's a poet and he doesn't even know it." And Yang's wife goes, "Thanks." Oh my god, I love this castle so much. Now, believe me, we're going to meet Yang's wife again, and it's going to be fantastic. But for now, let's get to the throne room. Now that we're done sleeping in the king's bed and whatnot. And the King of Fabul says Yang. And Yang says, "King, the Baronian kingdom mobilized his force to get our crystal of air. The one called Golbez is behind this attempt." And the king says, "Truly?" And Yang says, "These people here came to let us know." And the king says, "Who are these people?" That's right, we're a ragtag group of heroes. Cecil says, "We have no time to waste. The defense of the castle must be tightened immediately." The King of Fabul says, "But you're a Dark Knight of Baron. Can I really trust you?" And Yang says, "King, they are trustworthy. They came to my defense when I was attacked." And Cecil says, "Not a moment is to be lost." He's like, "Seriously, you guys, we need to hurry." And Rosa says, "There is no time. They are on the way right now." Edward says, "I am glad to see you again, sir." And the King of Fabul recognizes him and says, "Oh, Prince Edward." And Edward says, "Damsian, too, has suffered from the attack that had the crystal taken away. I lost my parents and beloved friend. Would you let the same thing happen to Fabul?" And the king says, "I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Will you help us defend the crystal?" "Yes, we absolutely will." And Yang says, "They are all outstanding combatants." That's high praise coming from him. "I asked them to take the forefront." And the king says, "Very well, I leave the matter in your hands. Girls, would you take the office of relief?" And Rosa says, "Certainly." And Yang says, "Now, Cecil." And Rosa says, "Cecil, take care." And Cecil says, "So do you, and you, Rydia." They are coming, and Yang says, "Meet them," and we're going to get a cool battle gauntlet right now. Now, I will admit that it probably hasn't aged particularly well that, like, just the dudes get to go fight and the girls have to stay back and, like, use their healing magic or something. The general says, "Charge to nobody." That being said, I do find the battle gauntlet here to be pretty fun and pretty exciting. It makes you feel like you're really defending the castle. The general runs away like the coward he is. Oh dear, the Red Wings. And they're doing the same thing to us that they did to Damsian. And Cecil says, "We can't fight back the airships." And Yang says, "Retreat." Yang says, "Sorry, I dragged you into a hopeless war." And Cecil says, "I told you, the cause of war is not yours alone, and we haven't lost yet." That's right, let's go. And we're just gonna mash on our fight command. And with Yang's double claw, he has 2 elemental affinities now, which means that he's pretty damaging across the board and pretty awesome. He's probably up over 400 HP now. And they just casually run over there and kill the defenders. We gotta withdraw. The king has already taken refuge with the women and children. Draw the enemies and... smash them! Oh, I'm having so much fun. I remember the first time I played this part, I was like, oh my god, is this ever gonna end? When will we finally win? They just keep coming. And now, I could be farming this for a little bit more experience by leaving one of the guys alive, similar to the fight where Cecil originally defended Rydia, but frankly, I just want to win these fights. We don't need to min-max it too crazily or anything. And Edward says we can't hold here any longer because of course he does. He wants to use his hide command. But I just want to point out the way that the battle music continues outside of the battles and just keeps going is so great. Yang says, lock the door. We must at least hold this ground. Cecil says, where is the crystal? And Yang says, upstairs. And the door got opened. What? And Yang says, what? What are you doing? And it's a monster in disguise. Let's get him. I'm literally just rocking out in my chair right now. This is so great. Another one of these formations, we can take him out. Yeah, Yang gained like 50 hit points from that last level up. Alright, goodbye, Weeper. Have we done it? Is the crystal safe? Let's retreat to the crystal room. And Edward trips like the moron he is. We gotta rescue him. And I love the, like, I call this the, like, disaster music. Things are getting desperate now. All right, that should do it. Another cowardly general runs away. You all right, Edward? Let's get out of here. And it's our last stand in front of the crystal, and look who appears. It's Cain. It's been a while, Cecil. And Cecil says, Cain, you're alive. Cain says, yeah. And Cecil says, fight with us. And Cain says, surely, but against you, Cecil. And Cecil says, Cain? Cain says, single combat, Cecil. And Cecil says, no. Cain? Cain! And he doesn't reply. What is going on? This is our best friend. 138 damage. And Cecil says, what's wrong? Cain says, ha! Got you. wrecked. You are under Golbez's. And Kane says, I'll put you out of your misery. And Yang says, you can't. No. Kane says, Rosa. Rosa says, Kane, why you? And Kane says, don't look at me. Why so upset, Kane? Yes. It's Golbez. Edward says, Golbez. And Cecil says, you are Golbez. And Golbez says, and you are Cecil. Glad to see you. And take my greeting. And Edward says, Cecil. And Yang shouts, no. And Golbez says, ha. And with a bolt of lightning like Emperor Palpatine, he knocks them all down. That's enough. Take the crystal, Kane. And Kane says, yes, master. And Rosa says, no, Kane. Cecil says, don't. And Golbez says, is this girl so important to you? Very well. I shall see you again. I'm taking her as a token of this promise. Come, Kane. And Kane takes the crystal. You had a narrow escape, Cecil. Well, wait! Rosa! And Rydia casts her cure spell to heal us up a bit. And Rydia asks, you okay? And Edward says, thanks, Rydia, but Rosa was taken. Yang says, and the crystal. Rosa. And Rydia looks at their long faces and says, come on, Rosa's all right. And we can take back the crystal too. Edward says, that's right. And Yang says, we will help you this time. Heal the wound and let us think about how to rescue Rosa. And Cecil says, thank you. But that's right, we met Golbez, and he knocked out 2 of our party members single-handedly. Kane kicked our ass, and now Golbez not only has our job, he's got our best friend under his control, and now he's kidnapped our girlfriend. That is some top-tier villainy right there. But let's get out of here and figure out what to do next. The king has been wounded, so he is resting in his bedroom. We're gonna have to go find him. Cure 1 over here, and I was noticing this switch over here. Why don't we step on it and see what happens? It's gonna open this back door, and if we follow this path over here, we can find a secret treasure trove. The most exciting item, of course, is that black shield. Let's put that on. Bumps our defense up to 28. Could have used that before the fight, let me tell you. So let's go see the king. You must be tired? Please rest at our inn. I will. But before I do that, I want to see the king, but let's see what all the people in the castle have to say. If we had an airship, we might have been doing a bit better than this. And that guy is still contemplating. I could watch the dance again to kind of feel better, but I think we'll just keep going. The King of Fabul says, we will have to do something, but do not worry and rest for now. The king used to be a great karate fighter also. It's nothing to worry about. Yeah, he's gonna be just fine. So it looks like everyone's telling us to rest at the inn. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Yeah, we don't need any items. We're pretty good on that, so why don't we just take a rest? Yang, you must be very tired. Please rest here. And now we're gonna huddle up here and figure out what to do. So Edward says we must rescue Rosa, and Cecil says, but we need the airship. Baron is the only one who has it. And Yang asks, can't we sneak in? Baron's main force is the Red Wings. The sea power is relatively weak. Let's make it on the sea. And Rydia asks, but how? And Yang says, I will ask the king for a ship. He will cooperate with you. And Cecil says, thanks. And Yang asks, who is that dragoon? And Cecil says, Kane, who used to be my best friend. Together, we swore to get out of Baron. And Yang says, I see. And Edward says, anyway, we must take a rest now. And Cecil has nothing to reply. And in the morning, we go visit the king to ask him to use a ship. So the king says, I see. Yang, go and help them. We owe Cecil so much. A ship will be arranged soon. We hope it will help. Cecil, take this sword. Dark Knight, who came to Fabul, left this long ago. But it is still the arms of the dark side. It will not work against the true evil. And we get our black sword. And the king says, go to the harbor to the east as soon as you get prepared. You'll find a ship is there for you. If Golbez acquires them all, the world will face an unprecedented crisis. And we definitely want that to not happen. So let's go ahead and put on our brand new sword. Oh yeah, it even increases our defense. Look at that. Our attack's up to 40, our defense is up to 31. Ooh. That makes me real happy. But it is interesting what he just said, that we won't really be able to combat true evil as a Dark Knight. We're kind of evil aligned with our damage and things like that, so that's kind of a problem that we're going to have to figure out. Okay, doesn't seem like people have anything new to say. Just wanted to double check. Going out to sea, please be careful. There have been many shipwrecks recently. That is not a good sign, I don't think. There's rumor going around the sailors. Something about the ruler of the ocean? That's also not a good sign. Now, it doesn't look like we need to heal up. And we have all of the weapons and armor we could possibly want. We could sell some stuff off real quick. Why don't we just get that done? Yep, that looks good. And they'll stay here and guard. I mean, somebody's got to do it, right? And now in the harbor, just over there, is our ship that we're going to take to try to sneak into Baron. But that's going to have to wait until next time, because I'm all out of time for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.